Hey guys, welcome back. Lucian here with you. Back for another episode of the Crackpack server. So I guess like, what was this, like episode 7 or something? Something like that. So, quick catch up from what I've done between the episodes. Not much. I added one more level of the capacitor bank, and looks like things are running about 100 RF tech, but I got a few things actually going. I restarted the digital miner, so that's running right now. So if you remember the end of the last episode, so one of the things I wanted to work on was to get a fortune tool. Now I need to see where I'm at with this thing. I don't know if I can add another modifier to this, because I'd love to have fortune on here, but I don't know if I used the notch apple and diamond block yet, or if I met the nether star. I just don't remember. So I guess we can try, or I could just do a little bit of math. But anyway, there is something I want to work on. I saw something cool today from Ender.io, and I want to give it a shot. And that is called the Enchanter. Right here from Ender.io. So use XP to combine items created to enchanted books. So some dark steel, some diamond, and a book. So I actually went ahead and crafted up a fair amount of dark steel in preparation. 15? I thought I made more than that. I thought I put in for 20. Oh well, well, maybe not, I don't remember. But let's get that going. Enchanter, please. Cool deal. So now we have our enchanter. So I'm just going to stick this down right here, and I'll move it eventually. Now I do have this ender sword, and I like the ender sword because it's increased skull and ender pearl drops. So I say let's use this ender sword that I already have and I've been using it to kill endermen with, and let's bump it up a little bit. Let's give it a few upgrades. So if I go over here, grab one of these. If I click on recipes, you can see if you put a book and quill and a certain item, you'll get a certain enchanted book back out. So if in the case use dark steel, you'll get a protection. Blaze powder to get fire protection. Feather for feather falling. So it's pretty cool. I love mods that make it hard for you to customize your own enchant, basically get the enchant you want instead of being so random. But enchanting plus, I feel is overpowered because basically you make it, you set it down, and that's basically it. So I like that this you actually got to jump through a few hoops. And Botania does have a enchanting method, I believe so does Stormcraft, but they're more of a mid-tier to later tier in the mod. So I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the enchanting plus, and that's why you never see me use it, because I feel it's too overpowered. So what I've been looking at is what's this for? Sharpness, right? Yeah, sharpness. Now if you remember that remember I was just finding all these heads, and then basically I've been ignoring them, and because I didn't know anything to do with them. But look here, you can actually get looting by using these heads from head crumbs. So I actually spent a few minutes and went back to my mining area and picked up all the old mining heads, or all the old heads, and brought them back. So let's give this a shot. So this is going to cost 8. I actually have 39 levels. So let's grab a head. Let's see if we can grab a looting 3. So that's a looting 1. But you can't put more than 1. Well, that's a start. I didn't quite think this, didn't exactly understand how this is going to work, so book and quill. We have another one of those. So that's gonna be two looting one books. Now the anvil. Let's see, grab a couple blocks. Anvil. So if I put two of those, so that'll make me a looting 2. So then it would escalate a little further if I wanted to make a looting 3. So let me see how much this would cost to put this here. 7 levels. That's not bad. But I'm afraid I don't have enough XP to make it into a looting 3. Because you'd have to make 2 looting 1s. Well, you have to make 4 looting 1s books. So 8, yeah, that's not going to work. I don't have enough XP. So let's just roll with this right here. Looting 2 sword. And what else can we do with this? Thorns, sharpness. So I don't have a lot of levels. I need to find a way to start farming up some XP. I need another book and quill. Book and quill. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so close too. So close. But I still gotta put it on. I still have to. Dang. That's a tough call there. Well. Sharpness 1. Okay. So now we have a looting and a sharpness 1 sword. And that took exactly all my XP. So I actually need to work on some. Need to work on a XP farm. And I probably need to empty this out. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Getting full. Do it like that. Just check on my drive storage. Yep, pretty good on drive storage. Now, my original goal when I started recording, I was actually going to do the same enchants on my armor, but I'm out of levels. And for some reason, I thought I had picked up some some essence berry bushes. But when I checked here, you don't have any. So that was kind of crappy. So, well, at least we got a looting 2 sword. So now when I start fighting the Endermen to get some more Ender Pearls, which I do need more Ender Pearls, I need more Blaze Rods, I can actually deal with that. Alright, well, on to the next project. So, it's been a few days, my wool farm has been running, and I finally have enough dense cable. Got 22 pieces of dense cable. Actually, I'll run over here. Charge that guy up. And I'm going to stretch out some dense cable from here to over there. And we're going to start rewiring this and advancing the system just a little bit. So, let me go ahead and do that off camera, since it'll be me a little bit floating around a good fair amount, and that can get a little tedious. Just like that. Flying away, flying away, flying away. Okay. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're back. So let's see what we can get into. Alright. So I ran some dense cable. Ran it up to right about here, which I think is going to be a decent spot. I actually split the wiring up right here so there's no longer these connected. Because I do have a plan for over here. And alright. phone was beeping. So let's get this thing going. So I'm gonna run a red line up here. Get you out of the way so I can pop up. Alright, looks like you already connected up. Cool. So you go one here. Alright, that one's already connected. It doesn't matter what color that it's. I don't care what color they are. It's fine. Not gonna notice when I put these in. Oh, you can see it a little bit, but so now all four of these interfaces. You know, actually, no. Then I can't get power. Never mind. I was gonna say I could put one on the back, but then I can't get power. But this is a decent setup. So now I have all four faces, and I can start expanding this a little bit. Everything should have power. Oh. Yep. 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 Okay, cool. So all the interfaces are working well. And then I can just stack up some colored wire, and be no big deal. Now let's come over here. I'm going to automate this system over here with the charging. So I need, let's see, I already had some blanks. Blank patterns. I cooked up a few more just because I didn't think I had any. So Certus. So one regular is going to equal one charged. Code. We're going to put you on here. Maybe. There it is. Okay. Certus. Am I lagging? No. There we go. And you. Oh, come on. This is what makes it so much fun working in space. And you go there. Alright, cool. I'm going to set you to only bring in charged. Pretty easy system, right? Like that, like that. Pattern. Go down. This is why I cut out a lot of this work right here, because it's a lot of time of quite a bit of just floating around trying to get it set up right. Okay, so it looks like I just need one more flukes cable to tie that up. Probably gonna have to make some though. Alright, go ahead and do that for me real quick. Watch the Puddle-matic work. Alright, cool. There we go. 4. Hopefully 4 is enough. Should be. I don't know. May not be. Nope. Not gonna be enough. Guess I could hook it up to red. It's not gonna make a difference, but no. So we need 1, 2, 3 more pieces. Three more pieces. I should craft another set. Love watching this little thing work. Piece charged. Come on, give it to me. Cool. Excellent. So now that should be online. So let's grab a piece of Certus. Just test and make sure it's working. Actually, I got an idea. Grab that. Craft me one of those, please. Sweet. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Can't get any better than that. Alright, some facades. Cover things back up. Alright, and I will meet you back here in a second once I get this cleaned up. Alright guys, I'm back. So, I was playing around with this. Remember I told you I didn't know how many modifiers I had done to this? Well, apparently I hadn't even done the first one. So, that's great news. So get that going. And we'll get that one going. So 2 modifiers remaining. So I have 450 pieces of lapis here, which would take me to Fortune 3. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just use this as my everyday sword, which is my pure intent. And maybe when I'm going after Enderman, then I'll grab this one out of the bag. So maybe this this enchanter from Ender.io, maybe it'll be helpful for just for my armor. So 9.5. I need to get that. I want to get that all the way to 10. I don't know. Okay, that's 10 now. Okay, 10 there. So I'm going to hammer these down, and then I'm going to go to the nether, and I need to grab some more blaze rods. So I'll meet you back in a little bit once I figure out what we're going to do next. We're about halfway through this episode, so I'll find something fun for us to do, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, I'm back. So it's actually been a couple days later since the first segment of this video, and we've had an interesting turn of events. So where do I start? So I have a plan for this video, but it may go over the 30-minute mark, so just roll with me. So again, a couple days later, the server is down. I'm actually on my single player world. So I actually went to the admin profile and just drug down the world so I could continue to record, since I've been able to record for nearly 3 days since the server's been down. And I don't really know what's wrong with it. So we're trying to get that sorted out. So let's talk about this turbine thing, because I just fixed it. So I have the admin anchor, what are these things? World anchors. So I left those running when I logged off last time, because I was just going to log off for the night and had the quarry running. So since I hadn't been able to log into the server, I suffered a pretty good hit on my power, and now I'm trying to fix my power issues and get it back going, and I'm just using some coal right now to get this back going. Now you also notice that I took down several of these blocks of the turbine, and if you watch the video very closely, you'll notice that my fuel consumption was like 0.67 or something, 0.68 millibuckets a tick to run at 900 RF, but my system only uses less than 100 RF a tick, just in, just the everyday, or the every minute, and then ramps up from there. So I cut the turbines down to just 3 of the turbine blocks, and you can see now my fuel burn is basically a third of what it once was. So from what I understand from these turbine generators, after playing with this, your RF a tick is capped based on how many turbines you put down, but what increases is your fuel economy. So I thought they would both regulate, but it doesn't appear so. So because even if this was, even I had put out 900 RF a tick, even if it was only putting out 67 RF a tick, which was on my standby time, it was still pulling 0.67 millibuckets a tick. So this didn't throttle down, the consumption didn't throttle down. based on what this. Basically, there was no correlation between the two. So, so this is basically pretty much fixed based on the number of turbine blocks. So I did this to basically have a little more fuel economy on my stuff, which also let me run out of my fire water and blah blah blah. So that was a nice little disaster to get into when I loaded up the single player world. So I was happy I was able to import the single player world without much trouble. I've done this before, and usually it's gone pretty bad and require a fair amount of fixing. So I was pleased to see this work. So I do have a plan for this the rest of this episode. I did quite a bit of work after the last recording, and I will show you what I've been working on. So I set that up because I just need some obsidian. So let's jump down to the mining world. Actually, yes, I still have to go to the mining world. Make sure I have all my stuff. Yes. Okay. So that we're gonna come back to that in a second. I just dumped off some levels since I was gonna need some levels here in a bit. So let me show you what I built between the last couple segments. So I'll jump over to the mining world. Okay. So I've been talking about my issues with ender pearls, and then now that works is we're going to be making fire water, then about getting blaze rods. So, okay, there we go. There we go. So I run over here. So I made this little spawn machine. I put it in the mining world since I'm not going to worry about FPS too much in the mining world, because you're going to come in, set up your quarry, and then walk back out. So here's what I made. And actually, I don't want to break that because the blazes will start spawning. So basically, I used the blaze spawner just to kind of jump start the system to get enough mob essence to actually start making endermen. Now we do have soul shards in here, and that'll be an eventual goal once we get enough, but I need something now kind of thing. So this is going to be the temporary solution. So I'll show you how I wired it up. I was very impressed with my wire job. So if I scroll over to my wrench, okay, scroll so you can see my wiring right there. So I have insulated conduit here was set with a green and a red channel, so I can actually have, it works very similar to MFR's cable where you can color coordinate them. And then I have a power cable, an item cable, and a fluid cable all kind of running in here, running all the way around, you know, getting all organized. So that's pretty cool. I enjoy this because when you do it like this, it looks very clean. And I brought enough of these to finish doing that. So I just wanted to kind of leave them off till I showed you how the wiring went. So we'll do that for a second. So I've been getting some pretty interesting drops as well. So this is, I just had a regular chest here. I'll eventually put it, you know, that's why I got the ender chest here, so it'll just get sucked right back into the network. But I've gotten some interesting things, and some of the interesting things I got were fish, fishing rods, and you can see I got an ink, a piece of redstone. So I've got some interesting things, and I believe they all are coming from the don't know if it's Hardcore Ender expansion that adds the extra Endermen, or if it's Ender IO. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to figure that out. So, pretty cool. So we'll just go ahead and throw these into the network and let them get imported in. But I don't have a chunk loader up there, so it's not going to work because my chunk loader is now out of energy. That's another thing that I upgraded as well in the configs. The anchors, the world anchor and personal anchor are set to 12 hours per ender pearl. Well, I went ahead and upgraded it to just 24 hours because the anchors are pretty expensive. They're I guess about the same expensive as a chunk loader, but a chunk loader doesn't have any kind of maintenance fee where these do. So I felt just needed to balance them out just a little bit, so I upped them to 24 hours per ender pearl. So we're going to see how that goes. Just took a little bit of a creative detour there. So now what I'm going to do is, you should be done, yeah? Or did you cut off because the server was down? Yeah, you have 130. I did cheat. Full admission right here. That's an admin anchor. I placed it down here. Deal with it. Because, again, either this digital miner should chunk load, just like the other two quarries chunk load, or we should have chicken bones day here. So I threw down an admin anchor. If you don't like it, send me some nasty emails. I don't care. So now the next thing we'll talk about, I want to give a shout out to a comment that I got from Mohammed on Friday when my last video went out. So actually it was very funny. When I was working on this setup, it was not long after the last video went up, so he actually sent me in a comment saying to try out the powered spawner from Ender.io, and while I was actually building this. So I was like, hey, that's awesome, because I'm working on a spawn killing machine, and it just was really cool and kind of ironic how I was working on it at the same time and people were giving suggestions. So I'm going to break this blaze spawner and we're going to make a powered spawner. Okay. So there is the blaze, and you can see it combined with powered spawner with an anvil to set spawn type. Alright, so pretty cool. So I got power coming down here. Now if I come up to the roof, I want to show you something else before we head back to the space station. I have 3 of these solar panels. I don't know if this is going to be enough. We're basically going to see. But the power spawner draws 320 RF a tick, which I thought was a lot. So I have 2 4s, which is 256 each. So that's 512, and then I have a 3, which is 64. So that's like 600 and what is it? 512. That's right at 600 RF a tick. And remember, these conduits can only transfer 600 and something, 640. So we're gonna have to see how this is gonna go. And that didn't work. And then I just have some quick levers right here to turn them off and on. In fact, I can give you a quick demo. So Enderman is the top one, right? So just hit that switch. It'll engage that. You'll see the timer rolling down. And we should have some Enderman. Oh, you know what's going on? That's what's going on. Because I just recorded a spotlight and I was on peaceful. And since that's now I'm on a single player world, I have to forgot to turn that back. Like literally, I just finished importing the server file into a single player world about 5 minutes before I started recording. Basically, I just walked through everything to make sure it was not broken. So that is a cursed Enderman. That is a lightning Enderman. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we got any extra cool stuff out of that. Spider eye. Okay. And then I did have a little bit of extra juice here. I was trying to make like an overflow tank to see if I can start tanking this around to use it, but that's gonna be for another project. Alright, so I have the broken spawner. Let's head back to the space station and get the guy set up. What else is I going to talk about? I'm going to try to get several videos recorded up today. Today is Monday the 17th. We'll try to get several videos recorded up because I'm going up to Baltimore this weekend and to take a test Saturday morning. So I'm going to leave Friday morning. So I'm going to try to get some content all organized and ready to go so since I'm going to be gone for 3 or 4 days, so there's not like too big of a gap in videos. Alright, so this is why this XP is here, is because you need 30 levels, and I dumped off 30 levels, a little over 30 levels, to make sure it was secure and I wasn't going to lose it. 30 levels. Actually, like I said, it's a little bit more. Now, I'm going to show you this solar thing. Actually, I'm going to do this too. Ender Pearl. Let's go ahead and get this guy chunk loading again. That way, if we hop back and forth, so that's still set on 12 hours. Oh, I'm now in a single player world. That's why it's back to 12. It's on the servers 24. Man. Okay. So, those solar panels. These put out RF from Solar Flux. So when you look at them, you're like, yeah, you know, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, that's not bad. So, yeah, they're not cheap. They seem cheap, but when you actually start making them, so let me show you something. So solar, if I spell, my finger's still messed up, so my typing is still horrible. So solar panel 4, which is 256 RF, takes 4 solar 3s, right? Okay, got that? So if we go to solar, here's solar 3s right here, and we're just going to mock request 4 of them, right? This one takes 650 glass, almost 700 pieces of wood, 230 iron. So you could see, and this is actually including some edge glass. So it's almost 700 pieces of glass to make those things. So what I had to do is I made my glass maker 3000 right here, which is just a cobalt excavator with auto smelt on it. And then I just went out there to my little sand pit and just went to town on the sand to get some glass. So I don't think I need anything in here. So let's put this up. And we could put that up for now. Got some extra glass there. Okay. So, powered spawner time. Alright. So we're going to need a head, which we have plenty of those, some electrical steel, a zombie controller. And zombie controller requires a slice and splice machine, and some solarium. Another zombie head. Do we have zombie heads? We have one. Interesting. So, slice and splice requires this. So, iron. What is this made of? Soul sand and gold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a cut here and get some of this stuff made up. I don't know how much soul sand I have, so I may have to run down to the nether. But I'm going to get some of this stuff made up, and then I'll meet you when we're starting to put everything together. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, let's give this a shot. So we have this license supplies here. Oh man, I'm getting killed on power. Okay, we're going back up. So I just did all that crafting. So now that you still watch this, so it's at 0.27. We're at 0.45. So just to do that, just to try to, don't like that the power's getting that low. Alright, so let's get this thing done. See if you're gonna, do you take power right next door? Great. So axe, shears, zombie head, and that. Is that right? Yes, it is. Cool. So this makes the zombie controller. I believe it's going to apply damage to these. Yes, it does. So we're just going to pick you up. So I don't know how often we're going to need you. Probably not very often. Zombie controller there. Powered spawner. So let's get rid of that. Into an anvil. Okay. Powered spawner blaze. Nice. Pull up now. See if I still have this pulled up. Powered spawner. Yes. Alright, so with no capacitor, the average spawn will be 6 per minute. RF usage is 320 RF a tick, and storage is 100. If you go to a double layer capacitor, it's 12 a minute. If you go to the high tier, it's 22 per minute. But the high tier one uses 3000 RF a tick. So I'll meet you back into the mining world. Alright, here we go. So what I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to pop off this energy conduit right here. Because I do not want this guy getting powered yet. Okay. And I want to change you. You're going to be color green. So you got color green and color red, which is what I have over here on my controls. So green is going to be blaze. Right there. Cool. So toss this down. So actually let me go ahead and, they both have a redstone signal, so hopefully, okay. So what do I have? These are off, right? These are on. So this should be redstone active without a signal. Right? So my hope is that these grinders are going to get enough mob juice to keep the Enderman thing supplied. And you get half back of your half as much mob essence back when you grind them up with these as you took to make them. So as long as this supplies the other half, I think we should be good on mob juice. My only concern will be power next. So I should be able to apply the power back. This should fill back up, and it should not activate because we have it getting a redstone signal. That's the idea, at least. So now it should be completely sealed in, and I guess we can give it a shot. Give it a full shakedown. Well, the blaze works right away. Some Enderman. Nice. So now this should solve our Ender Pearl and Blaze Rod issue, at least temporarily. Looting 5. So that's what I was talking about. You get some weird drops. I'm not complaining. I think I might have to strip that looting 5 off. put it on my Ender Sword. And probably very soon, I'm actually going to upgrade this. Pretty neat. So this thing is working. So we got 9 ender pearls, 4 rods. Alright, well, let's take this off and move these over. Forget I had this atomic disassembler. Okay, make sure this is set. Insert. It is. Maybe an extra way to get some extra redstone too, Piers. So that'll be it for this video. It probably ran over a little bit. Maybe we're closer to the 40-minute mark, but you know, had lots to do, lots to talk about. So as far as next video, I can guarantee it's still going to be on the single player side. Hopefully we can get the server, depending on what we're going to do with the server next. But probably going to do a little bit of farming next episode. So I'll see you guys over there. All my info's down below like usual. Thanks again for hanging out. Leave me a comment if you feel up to it. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.